you'd have apatheia, that is apathy. And that was the goal of Stoicism, the goal of Spinoza's philosophy. Here, Kierkegaard inverts that. The goal is not apathy. The goal is not certainty. The goal is actually passion. How do I awaken care or meaning to my faith? Well, the certainty of that faith has to be called into question. What's he saying here? Okay, what's he saying here? He's saying that if you're one of these people, if you're the kind of person, that's a better way of putting it, if you're the kind of person that never questions your faith and never doubts your faith and never wonders, what's this mean? What's that mean? What if there is no God? Oh my gosh, what if nihilism is true? What if there really is no God? Whoa, that actually is better for conjuring up the emotions of meaning that really makes faith alive than just going through the motions, never reflecting on your faith. He's saying, and when you really try to seek God, you start realizing how near and difficult to grasp is God, right? Na unschwer zu fassen ist der God, or na unschwer ist zu fassen ist der God, whatever it is. From Holderlin we talked about. Near and difficult to grasp is God. God is very, very difficult to grasp. God is always out of reach. The existence of God is always uncertain. Great. When you come to understand that God is always absent, I shouldn't say absent, or just always evasive, always elusive, always out of reach, you're a mystic then. You have faith then, because it takes faith to conjure up that emotional longing for God, or that need for God. That's what faith is for Kierkegaard. It's the longing for God. Now, interestingly enough, that longing for God and the perceived or felt absence of Him creates that stir of meaning and that faith and that eros and that being in love with God. It's interesting. Camus, existential philosopher who read Kierkegaard, is very familiar with Kierkegaard, Heidegger, etc., calls that the absurd. We're going to come back to that because Kierkegaard calls it the absurd too. He means something different. Camus was an absurdist. Camus thought, well, look, we long for God. We long so badly for there to be God. We look up at the stars, we hope for meaning, and the stars look back at us silently. There is none. That's absurd for Camus. And he finds it nauseating. Sartre finds it nauseating. Not so for Kierkegaard. That is the absurd, and that's what faith is. Faith is faith in the absurd. Credo quia absurdum est. I believe because it's absurd. I believe because it's absurd. And a matter of fact, if you think about it, all the interesting, all the great dogmas of Christianity are kind of absurd. That God is three persons in one entity, one being, three in one, or that God, the infinite, became a human being and walked around. Did he have to learn? Did he go to the bathroom? Did he, it's ridiculous. And Kierkegaard is saying, yeah, that's faith. Faith is ridiculous. I believe because it's absurd. It's first said by the church father Tertullian, who questioned, what does Athens have to do with Jerusalem? That is, what does Greek philosophy, what does reason have to do really with faith? Okay, so for Kierkegaard, I believe because it's absurd. Faith is this objective uncertainty we have in passionate inwardness and owned as meaningful. Okay, that's the leap of faith.